Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. The Honorable our lecturer, Mr. Mohammad Rohmanan, as our lecturer on Masail Fiqh course, and then all of my friends. Today, me, Nadhira Rifqi, and my friend Shinta Fauziah, we will explain about our presentation about family planning, especially about birth control in agri-views. First of all, let's thank Allah the Almighty for giving us chance to finish our work and to giving us chance to be together here to attend our presentation about family planning. And also, our explaining today, we will explain about the first one, the implementation of family planning, and then the next is the type of family planning, and the third is the legal status of family planning in Islamic law. Okay friends, we will start from the background where the issues of family planning is growing. First of all, Indonesia is one of the countries that is proclaimed as a country with a large population. As we know, Indonesia is at number 4 on the list of countries with the most population in the world. And also Indonesia has 3.42% of the world population. But however, in reality, actually in terms of quality, Indonesia is still unable to keep up with the quantity of its population, causing high level of poverty, crime, and unemployment. This gives the government its own burden and more responsibility. So because of that, our government must improve its services for education, employment, and welfare for the population. So in order to anticipate the population explosion, the government provides another alternative in the form of the family planning, as we know as keluarga berencana, which is a movement to form a healthy and prosperous family with birth control. But in its implementation of this family planning program cannot be smoothly accepted because Indonesia, as a country with the largest Muslim adherents in the world, always uses Al-Quran and Hadith as a way of life. And because of that, it still raises the pros and cons in Islam, because in Islam itself, the law is sunnah to marry and have many children in order to meet glorious generation of Islam in the future. Now because of that, we as the author decided to write the paper that titled Family Planning in Agri-Views.
Okay, I'm Shinta Fauziah. I would like to explain about the definition of family planning. Family planning in English term is called family planning or birth control, or some calling it planning parenthood, where the Arabic equivalent is called by taklilul nasl or tandimun nasl, or called by tahdid nasl. So, according to World Health Organization, family planning is an action that helps individuals or married couples to obtain certain objectives, avoid unwanted births, and get the desired birth, regulate the interval between the pregnancies, and determine the number of children in the family. So the view of the Al-Quran and Ijma, family planning in a simple sense refers to the use of contraception by husband and wife with mutual consent to regulate fertility with the aim of avoiding health, social, economic difficult, and to enable them to assume responsibility for their children and the society. So this is include with first the spacing the child to allow breastfeeding and maintain the health of mother and child, and then to setting the period of pregnancy to occur at a safe time, and 3. The regulating the number of children not only for family needs but also for physical, financial, the educational, and the child-free abilities. So, Islam has taught how to regulate birth at interval of 3 until 4 years to give birth of children. So, thus Islam not only allows family planning, it even encourages and teach family planning. But this way is to create a balance between needs and circumstance, so that unwanted things that cause families to become weak and social crises arise and can be avoided immediately. Family planning objectives regarding population development and family development. Family planning policies aim to, for the first, to preventing pregnancy-related health. A woman's ability to choose to conceive and when to conceive has a direct impact on her health and well-being. Family planning allows the pregnancy spacing and delays in pregnancy for young women who are at risk of health problems and that due to early childhood. So, family planning prevents unwanted pregnancies, including older women who have faced increased risk associated with pregnancy. Family planning allows women who wish to limit the size of their family by reducing the rate of unwanted pregnancies, so family planning also reduces the need for unsafe abortions. And then the second, reducing the INR can prevent pregnancies and births that are close and not on time. And number 3 is to help prevent HIV or AIDS. Family planning reduces the risk of unwanted pregnancy among women living with HIV, resulting in fewer infected babies and orphans. And then number 4 is to empowering communities and improving education. Family planning enables communities to make informed choice about sexual and reproductive health. So family planning provides opportunities for women to pursue education. Number 5 is to improving the dignity of people's life by reducing the birth rate so that the population growth doesn't exceed the state's ability to increase production. The number 6 is to institutionalizing and cultivating the small, happy, and prosperous family norm, or in Indonesia in NKBS, so as a family lifestyle in an effort to support the success of the whole human. So the development program, which at the same time support the program control the rate of population growth in Indonesia.
So the next I will explain about the type of family planning. Family planning in a simple sense refers to the use of contraception by husband and wife with mutual consent to regulate fertility with the aim to avoiding health, social, and economic difficulties, and also to enable them to assume responsibility for their children and the society. So that the implementation of family planning as a birth control can be divided into two types based on its goals or its aims. The first one is planning parenthood, or in Arabic we know as tandim an-nasl. Tandim an-nasl consists of the word of tandim and an-nasl, which tandim means to arrange and combine, while an-nasl means child or offspring. In a simple way, tandim an-nasl means delay the pregnancy. The implementation of this method emphasized on the responsibility of both parents to form a safe, peaceful, prosperous, and happy home life, although not by limiting the number of family. Tandim an-nasl is carried out with the aim of regulating births in order to give birth to healthy and strong or superior quality babies without causing negative impacts after their birth. Tandim an-nasl is implemented without violating the corridor of religion and human nature in order to give birth to healthy and strong or superior quality. This method is carried out when married couple agrees and plans the time of pregnancy by using temporal means. So the married couple do not intend to terminate the pregnancy for forever. Also, in its implementation, it must be based on the purpose of the common good and the agreement of husband and wife. Tahdim an-nasl in its implementation aims to space birth with allow parents to be able to breastfeed their children completely for 2 years. As we know, the Prophet also urges women not to breastfeed when pregnant. Therefore, according to Mohammad, it is permissible to delay pregnancy for a certain period of time on the ground that it burdensome for women if they have to breastfeed while pregnant. Now, the family planning type for the second is birth control, or in Arabic we know as tahdid an-nasl. Tahdid an-nasl comes from the word of tahdid and an-nasl, which tahdid means to separate two things or prevent them from being mixed between the two, or so that one of the two does not exceed the limits of the other. In a simple way, tahdid an-nasl is called by sterilization or infertility. Now, the application of this method emphasizes the number of the children or space births according to the situation and condition of husband and wife. But in practice in Western countries, this method also allows abortion, infertility, and celibacy. Nah, tahdid an-nasl means limiting the number of children by stopping the birth process, like the family planning slogan in Indonesia, 2 children are better, 2 anak lebih baik, that is tahdid an-nasl. Nah, but according to Mohammad, if humans doing tahdid an-nasl, which based aims to limit the number of the children because they are afraid of falling into poverty, this is an inappropriate thought, because in Islam Allah has guaranteed the sustenance of each of His creatures. Nah, this is identical to what happened in Jahiliyah era, where they killed their babies because they are afraid of falling into poverty. Nah, tahdid an-nasl in nowadays is no longer carried by killing a newborn baby, but with a medical procedure that aims to sterilize both husband and wife so that neither of them will have any more children in the future.
Okay, I will explain the view of family planning in the Al-Quran. The following are some of the common things for family planning that are mentioned in the Al-Quran. For the first, the order to breastfeed for 2 years, where Allah says in Surah Al-Baqarah verse 233, A'udzu billahi minasyaitonir rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Wal walidatu yurdi'na auladahunna haulaini kamilaini liman arada ayyutimma ar-radha'ah walal mauludi lahu rizquhunna wa kiswatuhunna bil ma'ruf la tukallafu nafsun illa wus'aha la tudarra walidatun biwaladiha wala mauludin lahu biwaladihi wa 'alal warisi nisfu dzalik fa in arada fisalan an taradin minhuma wa tasyawurin fala junaha 'alaihima fa in aradtum in tastardi'u auladakum fala junaha 'alaikum idza salamtum ma ataitum bil ma'ruf wattaqullaha wa'lamu annallaha bima ta'maluna basir. Okay, with the meaning, and mothers should breastfeed their children for 2 whole years. For those who want to breastfeed completely, and it is the duty of the father to provide for their maintenance and clothing in a proper manner. A person is not burdened more than he can bear. A mother should not suffer because of her child, and neither should a father suffer because of his child. So the heirs are obligated like that too. If both want to win by agreement and deliberation between them, then there is no sin on their of them. And if you want to nurse your child to someone else, then there is no sin for you to pay in a proper way. For Allah know that Allah is all seeing of what you do. So, in this verse is explain that Allah has given the duty of an obligation to the mother to breastfeed her child for 2 whole years, because Allah knows that this is the most ideal period when viewed from the point of view of the heart of the mother and the soul for the child. So then there must be cooperation from carrying out the obligation that Allah has set for the mother to her child, because she has breastfed and care for her child. Then the father is obligated to provide a living and clothing to the mother properly and well. So both of them have duties and responsibilities toward their children. Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala invites Muslims to breastfeed their children for 2 years, because there is a special wisdom and children will benefit from breastfeeding for these 2 years. So delaying pregnancy for a breastfeeding woman can allow her to breastfeed for 2 years and can prevent her from harm and mashaqah. And the second is another to think about his descendants and not to leave behind a weak generation. So one of the fears of parents when having children is the concern in raising quality of children. So if you are able, then try your best to be able to have sustenance and not to sterilize. But if it is really needed and because of your own inability, then you can do family planning. So this is also based on the following verse. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. وَلْيَخْشَى الَّذِينَ لَوْ تَرَكُوا مِنْ خَلْفِهِمْ ذُرِّيَّةً ضِعَافًا خَوْفٌ عَلَيْهِمْ فَلْيَتَّقُوا اللَّهَ وَلْيَقُولُوا قَوْلًا سَدِيدًا. The meaning: should be afraid of Allah those who, if they leave weak offspring behind them, who they worry about their welfare. Therefore, let them fear Allah and let them speak with the right words. Quran Surat An-Nisa verse 9. So, Surah An-Nisa verse 9 is explained that people who are hearing the end of their lives will warn that they should not live with children of families, especially about the welfare of their lives in the future. Besides that, they were also ordered to fear Allah in taking care of the little children whom Allah gave them to take care of. So, with hopefully Allah will provide people who want to take care of their children with full devotion to Allah. They were also ordered to speak better words to their children they teach and care for, just as they take care of their property.
So friends, now welcome back with me. Now I will explain about the legal status of family planning in a few of hadith. Based on hadith, the implementation of family planning is related to the presence of hadith riwayat Bukhari number 2537 as follows. Indeed, if you leave your heirs rich, it is better than for you to leave them poor and then beg to people by raising their hands. Nah, in this hadith explain that husband and wife must be considered household needs while both are still alive, lest the children will become a burden for others. Thus, the regulation of childbirth should be considered together. This hadith is also in line with maslahah mursalah and the maqasid syariah principle, which is related to hifdhu an-nasl and hifdhul mal. And then the next hadith, there are other hadiths that support the permissibility of family planning. This is mentioned by hadith that narrated by Abu Dawud. Now, azal is also a form of ikhtiyar or effort to be birth control in family planning that can be reflected to family planning in nowadays. Now, the second hadith is according to hadith riwayat Abu Dawud number 2175. It said that from Jabir radhiyallahu an said, a person from the Ansar came to the Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked, "Indeed, I have a slave girl whom I love, but I do not like her to be pregnant." And then Prophet said, "Do azal you for her." Now, through this hadith is stated that azal is allowed in Islam. Now, azal may be done, but if pregnancy persists, then it still does not affect what Allah has decreed.
Next is the views of scholars in the ijma on family planning. So, doing family planning is legally allowed to regulate offspring, and family planning in this sense has been widely fatwa'd by national and international scholars. So, the meaning that it has become the consensus of scholars, especially considering the rapidly growing population of Indonesia, making it difficult to achieve a prosperous life from time to time. So, the family planning as one of the state programs to emphasize the birth rate and limit the problem of increasing population makes a decrease in the rate of population growth in Indonesia. So, in understanding the meaning of family planning, many scholars agreed on their approval in terms of allowing them to take family planning with the following description. For the first, the scholars who allow it were Yusuf Qadrawi, Imam Al-Ghazali, Sheikh Al-Hariri, and Sheikh Saltut. They are of the opinion that it is permissible to participate in the family planning program with the following provisions. For first, to maintain the health of the mother, and then to avoid the difficulties for the mother and to space the children. They also argued that family planning is not the same as murder, because the killing takes place when the fetus reaches the 7th stage of creation. And then Imam Zarkashi is of the opinion that it is not forbidden to use something that can prevent pregnancy. So, before the release of sperm when gathered, the law is makruh for women to use something that can delay pregnancy, and haram if it prevents pregnancies completely. And number 3, by adopting the law that temporary conception is permitted. Nahdlatul Ulama scholars basically also allow the use of a spiral or IUD, or however the conditions for using the IUD are very strict. For Nahdlatul Ulama scholar, the one of who can attach to woman is her own husband. So the reason is installing a spiral must see the woman's aurat mughalazah. If it is not her husband or not according to the Shara, so the law for inserting an IUD falls into haram. And then according to Tahzim an-Nasr, which aims to space out pregnancies, is legal. Islamic law does not prohibit tanzim an-nasl as long as it is used to a method that is in accordance with the law. So, scholars also agree on the permissibility that of tahdid an-nasl because tahzim an-nasl doesn't conflict with human nature, who wants many offspring. And then basically, tanzim an-nasl only aims to regulate the interval of childbirth so that the children born are healthy and strong children and feel enough love from both parents. The application of tanzim an-nasl will allow parents to prevent the harm that will befall the children, especially in terms of care and healthy. And then the 2000 Indonesian Ulama Council Fatwa stated that first, basically Islam allows humans to regulate the birth of children with positive goals, such as to maintain the health of mothers and children and to do so in good ways and not cause harm. And then the second is to sterilization by performing a vasectomy or tubectomy with the aim of limiting the birth of children is unlawful. And number 3, tubectomy can be performed based on medical consideration from a professional doctor who is trustworthy. That is, that if the person concerned becomes pregnant or gives birth, it will endanger her life and or her child. And then the religious organizations are also supportive of the program, such as ulama and religious leaders from various organizations in Indonesia like Nahdlatul Ulama or Muhammadiyah, who have understand that family planning has the intent and purpose to create a sakinah, mawaddah, and warahmah family so that it can be socialized hand in hand, providing enlightenment and understanding. The support of the scholar is manifest through various decisions of their respective organization, and the decision is used as the umbrella of Islamic law for family planning programs in Indonesia. So, from the various explanations, we know that and understand very well the intention and wisdom of Islam behind granting waivers for the implementation of relationship in various emergency conditions. It is because inspired by a perfect understanding that a child is a very big responsibility and must be cared for with perfect care and high concern. So it is permissible to do family planning but not with vasectomy and tubectomy program. But it is still permissible for scholars to use other types of family planning such as pills, spiral, injection, condoms, and implants.
Now the next I will explain about the legal status of family planning based on qiyas. Now in the time of Prophet Muhammad, family planning programs or birth control have not yet become a problem that must be discussed through Islamic law. In contrast to this era where humans use various tools and methods to prevent pregnancy. But in the past, if you didn't want to get pregnant, the husband only needed to do azal when having sex with his wife. Azal is the same as coitus interruptus. When viewed from the pillars of qiyas, it can be described as follows. Aslu is azal, the far'u is family planning by coitus interruptus. The third ilat is the birth control, to birth control, and the hukmu is mubah. Nah, the legal status or permissibility of azl in Islam is supported by hadis riwayat Abu Dawud number 2173 that is mentioned that a man asked Rasulullah, I have a slave and I do azl from her and I do not like when she is pregnant. And then Rasulullah SAW suggests him to do azl. But he said again that he heard that Jews reported that azl was a petty murder, but Prophet stated that the Jews is lie, that azl is same as petty murder. If only Allah want to create a man from semen, surely you could not avoid it. So in this hadith, it is explained that azl is not include to petty murder. And then in Islam, azl is permissible to do from a husband to their wife.